You know, I laugh maniacally in a lot of my videos. It's whatever. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here to review another TV show from my childhood. If you guys did not notice, Netflix is now streaming Cartoon Network TV shows, and one of the ones that I started watching again, and one of my all-time favorite cartoon shows while I was growing up, was The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Now, if you're not familiar with The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, it basically follows these two kids, the idiotically annoying Billy and the menacingly calm Mandy, who tricked the Grim Reaper into being their friends forever in a game of limbo. And the series just basically follows these three characters and the crazy shenanigans that they get into on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you guys didn't know, or you just been living in a cave and didn't hear me say this, I'm a huge fan of this show, and the minute that I heard that it was on Netflix, I went to watch it right away. That and Edda and Eddie, and I'll get to that soon, I promise. And after being off the air for almost 6 years, I gotta say, this show still holds up, and honestly, it's better than most of the cartoon shows that are airing on Cartoon Network right now. The biggest pro to this show is that it is so damn hilarious. And I'm not even exaggerating, I cannot remember a moment in any of the episodes where I felt like, that's not that funny. They were all hilarious. One of the great aspects of this show, and I mentioned it earlier in this video, is that this cartoon really pushed the boundary of what can really be shown to kids, and I loved it. I mean, they made a lot of sexual innuendos, a lot of euphemisms. They came this close to cussing, like saying ass or damn and hell and shit. For example, there's this one episode where they go to a Renaissance fair that I'll never forget, because there's a scene in that episode where Irwin approaches Billy, Mandy, and Grim showing off his cool knight's costume, and Billy gets jealous, and Billy's like saying something stupid to Grim, and this is exactly what Grim does. Grim looks down at Billy and he says, "Oh, you're lucky I don't get medieval on your ass," I was saying. Irwin cuts off Grim by using the word ass, which not only concludes Grim's sentence, but continues on with Irwin's sentence as if he was just saying, "as I was saying." And as a kid, that just shocked me. Like, the fact that they got away with saying the word ass on TV, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then there was the whammy episode that not only dealt with the whole like handing Billy some dog shit to use as his shampoo and steak sauce, but they also talk about necrophilia. It was like, oh my god, can they get away with that? Another thing that I really liked about the show is that all the characters are very diverse. Each one of them are different from the other. Some of the characters share some things in common, but each of them are their own characters. They stand out. And you can't deny that you love the three characters of Billy, Mandy, and Grim. Although, as a kid, Grim kind of pissed me off because he was a pussy. I mean, like, you're the Grim Reaper. Stop acting like a baby. Stop crying and stuff. I don't know. For some reason, that just irritated me, but I love Billy. Billy was always this fun, eccentric, crazy character. I love crazy characters like him, although he did get a bit annoying, and I will get into that later. And then you got Mandy. Wow, Mandy is one of the best cartoon characters I've ever seen growing up. I always thought, man, why can't we have a lot of characters like that? Because she's always the person that gets away with everything. No one can mess with her, and she just gives this stare, and everyone just, okay, I'm staying back. And speaking of characters, the animation for the characters I thought was really solid, and the voices of the characters was excellent. I mean, you got Richard Horvitz, who voices Billy, and if you listen really closely, you can hear the similarities between Billy and Invader Zim. I mean, they're kind of the same voices, just Invader Zim is more eccentric in a sense, and he voices both of the characters, and I thought he did a really good job. And Greg Eagle voices Grim, and I thought he did a really superb job. He really made me feel like he was Jamaican. I loved his Jamaican accent. But the scene stealer, the one that owned the show, Greg Delisse as Mandy. This is without a doubt the best character that she has ever voiced, and really stands out from all the other characters that she has portrayed. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, Princess Azula is the best character that she's ever voiced. And to that, I understand why you would say that Princess Azula is the best character that she's ever voiced, but honestly, there would be no Princess Azula if it wasn't for Mandy. We wouldn't have the same caliber in the menace factor in Princess Azula if it hadn't been for Mandy. Now, as much as I really love this show, there are a couple of things I didn't like about it now and when I was growing up, as I was watching it, there were a couple of things that kind of ticked me off. First off, the annoying characters. Now I know it's a kid's show, so you're gonna have a bunch of annoying characters, but damn, even as a kid, some of the characters in this show really got on my nerves. Like, they ticked me off. Sometimes Billy just got too overly eccentric, and it got to the point where he's just really annoying. And then the introduction of Fredburger. Now, as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did like Fredburger at first. But then they kept playing off of the same joke with Fredburger being annoying and saying his name and going, yes. Even Cartoon Network played off that whole yes thing because he was a very popular character growing up. And I understand, like I said, it's geared towards kids. Kids will love annoying characters. But even as a kid, when I was growing up, I found him way too annoying. At first he was funny, and then all of a sudden it's just like same old, and I just got sick of it. And speaking of the same old, most of the jokes in Billy and Mandy are very repetitive and they are recycled. Like the same jokes will be played off over and 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 over. See, something like that. They just keep on playing off of the same jokes, and it just got really annoying and it ticked me off, even as a kid watching it. But overall, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is a fantastic cartoon show that not only appeals to kids, but appeals to adults and teenagers as well. It has that type of humor that can reach all ages. It has entertaining stories, interesting characters. I highly recommend that you guys go check it out. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is one hell of a TV show. And as you guys notice, I changed the name for my 4.5 grade because I really didn't like the sound of a near perfect something, because it might agitate some people and you might not feel like I did a fair grading. So instead of saying it's a near perfect something, I'm just gonna call it one hell of a something. And I think it rolls off the tongue better. It sounds better, honestly. But anyway, what did you guys think of this TV show? Did you like it a lot? Did you find it boring and repetitive, and you've seen better cartoon shows than this? And let me know, what is your favorite cartoon show? It could be a show from your past, it could be the Teletubbies, or it could be a show that you're watching right now that's a cartoon show. Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned, you're gonna see a bunch of videos coming from me real soon. I plan to review Jurassic Park 3D. I hope to see it this week. I'm also gonna do a review on Justice League, so stay tuned for that. I also have a new episode of my show Cinemate on M4GTV. The link will probably be in the description, or a little video will be right here. It's on Love 'Em or Hate 'Em, Haruhi Suzumiya, so be sure to check that out and let me know what you think. But until then, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Wally II from the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.